Welcome back to my video series where I take a look at the top 100 horror movies of the 2010s. After ranking the movies in each year, now it's time for them to do battle to see which movies come out on top for best of the decade. Today's video pits all the number 8 ranked videos against each other. Join me as we see which movies move up the list as we work towards the very best movies of the 2010s. Number 8. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Does a young adult classic book series brought to life sound interesting to you? How about one produced by Guillermo del Toro? Well, if that sounds like something that trips your trigger, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is the movie for you. Press play on this one today and enjoy several short stories like Harold, The Big Toe, and The Red Spot. This one was a hit for all ages and helped make 2019 just a bit spookier. Okay, so here's Jugface. Many of you may not have seen this title yet, and I can understand why. With a small budget and the plot being based on risky subject matter, Jugface isn't your run-of-the-mill cookie-cutter horror movie. But if this one catches your eye for the strange title alone, give it a try. The acting is good and the plot is very strange, showing us the inner workings of a small community living in the woods who pray to a pit. The creature who lives within must receive a sacrifice or his wrath will be unleashed. If this one looks interesting to you, check it out on Tubi.
How do I look? Did you notice anything unusual?
Amen horns?
Horns. This little curiosity stars Daniel Radcliffe as Ig. After becoming the main suspect during the investigation into his girlfriend's vicious murder, Ig gets drunk, urinates on her memorial, and sleeps with her best friend. Damn buddy, solid decision making. That'll make you look innocent. Strangely enough though, as he stumbles from bed the next morning, he has 2 growths protruding from his forehead. Ig realizes he has the power to get people to tell them their darkest secrets. The rest of this movie revolves around him using his newly acquired powers to track down the killer of his beloved girlfriend. Interesting side note for fans of horror novels, Horns is based on the work of Joe Hill, son of Stephen King and an amazing author in his own right. I like these dark, quirky movies and the actors who step out of their comfort zone to perform in them. If you haven't seen Horns, what are you waiting for, an invitation? Well, here it is. I invite you to check this one out.
Directly below one of Sydney's busiest train stations is the forgotten water resource that's causing all the controversy.
Yeah, nothing stood out. To start off with, it was quite normal.
We've made it to our first found footage movie, and quite an underrated one at that. The Tunnel is an Australian horror flick that follows a film crew in search of an underground lake that can only be accessed through a subway tunnel system. This sparked interest from the film crew when they learned the government was interested in recycling this water to help with a drought, only to abandon the project with no explanation. Between the homeless encampments, World War II bunker systems, and an underground humanoid monster, The Tunnel is a great watch for any horror fan. If you haven't checked out this title yet, I highly recommend it, and you can watch it for free on Tubi. The Bay. Have you ever heard of isopods? If not, they are giant ocean-dwelling parasites that look like cockroaches. Some latch themselves to the host's tongue and steal all the nutrition from what the host eats until slowly forcing the poor creature to die of starvation. So yeah, that's pretty metal. The Bay, an eco-horror movie, focuses on these isopods, and they become the antagonists that create an epidemic killing hundreds in the small town of Claridge, Maryland. This film is a found footage style movie. The footage was confiscated by the government and then later leaked. The isopod horror is believed to be caused by local chicken farmers dumping waste into the bay. Chicken waste that also contains steroids. This movie is a fun time, found footage mixed with a documentary style. The concept is unique and will make you question what other horrors might exist created by man's hubris. Check it out for yourself with video on demand.
Let's begin.
We invite you into our circle. If that's you, give us a sign.
Number 8. Ouija, The Origin of Evil. This fresh take on a cult movie stars Elizabeth Reeser and Lulu Wilson, who would go on to star together in the much-loved horror series The Haunting of Hill House. Fan favorite Lynn Shay is also featured in this film. 1967 Los Angeles is the setting for this film. What happens when a family who fake spiritual readings for their own personal gain come to realize some unseen forces are maleficent and all too real?
Excuse me, is your name Simon?
Yes, sir.
It is you. We went to school together.
This is my wife, Robin. This is, I didn't get your name.
Gordon Mosley. Gordo.
Gordo?
The Gift can be streamed on Hulu and Amazon Prime. This psychological horror movie proved to be a big success for Joel Edgerton's directorial debut. He also starred in this one as Gordo, a man who was put through horrible experiences because of the lies of another. This haunting performance of a broken man soon turns to him masterminding the perfect revenge. The other main characters are husband and wife Simon and Robin, played by Jason Bateman and Rebecca Hall. The acting nuances and atmosphere of fear and suspicion make this a top 10 horror movie for 2015. Gordo begins to leave gifts for couple Simon and Robin, while slowly working himself into their lives. The couple are trying to rebuild their lives after Robin suffered a miscarriage, taking time to heal and ultimately try again to conceive a child. What unfolds next is a dream or a nightmare for any fan of the psychological genre, depending on how this movie moves you. If you want to see top-notch acting and a plot that will leave you glued to your seat, waiting to learn the outcome, I highly recommend 2015's The Gift. Number 8. Terrifier. Simple, brutal, terrifying. Terrifier introduces you to the world of Art the Clown. After his escapades in All Hallows Eve, Art gets his own full-length feature film with Terrifier. Being a little underdeveloped from his future roles is okay in this one. Basically, there's not much you need to read into with Art. He's on a nihilistic world tour of pain and torture, while wearing a smile the entire time. This movie helped usher in a near cult following status for the franchise. Paranormal Activity 2. When the Rays move into their new Southern California home, little do they realize that the house is already occupied. After coming home one day to find the house in disarray, but with no signs of forced entry or robbery, they install a video surveillance system to catch the perpetrators, but nothing prepares them for what happens next. This one made some crazy cash, breaking in $177 million versus its modest $3 million budget. Part 2 focuses on siblings Katie and Christy revisiting their past and trying to unravel the dark forces that seem to follow them. This one keeps up with the strange storyline while using found footage to engage the audience. The Paranormal Activity movies are always good for a scare and make for a creepy viewing experience. The best scene in this one is the ending with evil Katie still makes for a good jump scare and gets me every time.
Is that you? Katie?
Just seeing her come for the baby while destroying everything in her way is one of those scenes etched in my memory. View it on Amazon Prime. Alien Covenant. Serving as the follow-up to the incredible Prometheus, Covenant stars Michael Fassbender, playing two different androids. Catherine Watterson as Daniels, the chief terraformer and third in command, and pulling off a much more dramatic role than his usual acting performances, Danny McBride as chief pilot Tennessee. Hate if you want, but Danny is the shit. This one is a hit parade of destruction and depression, taking you on a ride of successive blows of terror until releasing the knockout when we finally understand the gravity of what has been done. Thanks for watching the video. Each week we're getting closer to the best horror movie of the 2010s. Continue your horror journey with me, Planet Phobia, next week. Have a great day, everybody, and keep it spooky.